Everyone, welcome to the show. So it has been well established, well documented that in the summer of 2020, the police became overly aggressive with peaceful BLM protesters. And now one city is being forced to take responsibility for their out of control officers. New York City has agreed to a settlement of up to $6 million, and it could provide about 330 protesters with $21,500 each. This is the largest payout to protesters, although about 90 people have already settled lawsuits related to this incident. This $6 million settlement and case is in regard to a June 4th BLM protest. This was in the Bronx, and the police were using a practice called kettling. Kettling is when the police surround a group of people, they back these protesters into a confined area, and, typically they'll arrest them or whatever, but that's not what happened. They did detain these people, they used zip ties to restrain them, but once they had these people encircled, they started beating them with batons and spraying them with pepper spray. And the evidence is clear. These protesters were doing nothing wrong. In fact, the charges against all of these protesters were eventually dismissed because the police were the aggressors. And this occurred before the 8 p.m. curfew. So they can't even say, oh, well, this was past curfew, that's why we arrested them. And these people were prevented from leaving. Even if they wanted to leave, they couldn't. And after video evidence emerged from scenes like this, New York conducted internal reviews. They also had third-party reviews. There were 3 outside agencies who looked at all of this. They looked at all of the different protests throughout the state, and they found that there were absolutely egregious violations of civil rights and protesters' constitutionally protected free speech. And so they issued reports with recommendations. And so those recommendations have now been implemented, or at least some have. But a class action lawsuit was filed by 5 protesters that were there that day. And it stated, quote, many protesters were left injured and bleeding. Some protesters fainted or lost consciousness and went into convulsions. So I'm happy for these protesters. At the same time, as others have pointed out, this money comes from taxpayers. I mean, I'm cool with that. That's fine. But unless they start taking, meaning the police, start taking these settlements out of police pension funds, and until we get rid of qualified immunity in this country, this isn't going to change. Their violent behavior is not going to change. Why should they care? They still have their jobs. They still can't be sued. And even if they lose their job, they can just they just move to another police department. So anyway, I mean, until we get those things fixed, I hope that we see things like this, these settlements in other cities and in other states. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I will let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate. Become a monthly supporter if you can. Truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.